A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Introduction, Part 16. Mary and Christ, peace be upon them. Miracles, importance of Khalq and end of Christ. Miracles. Now, reverting to the features of Amr and Khalq, let us take Virgin Mary first. While she was yet a girl, she was endowed with Amr in the supply of her provisions. Say the Qur'an, every time that he, Zakariyyaa, entered her chamber to see her, he found her supplied with provisions from God. Right, verse 37, chapter 3. Imbued with the spirit of Amr, like his mother Mary, and on a large scale, Christ made a prayer to God, but at the request of his disciples to be supplied with provisions from heaven. The favor based on Amr was a gift in the case of Mary and a grant in the case of Christ. So a hard condition was imposed in the latter case, to be severely punished for disbelief. If the miracle were to make its appearance, while verses 115 to 118, chapter 5. When Mary came of age fit to give birth to Christ, which took place as below. The angel said, O Mary, God giveth thee glad tidings of a word from him. His name will be Christ, Jesus, the Son of Mary. He shall speak to the people in infancy. She said, How shall I have a son when no man has touched me? He said, Even so, God createth what he willeth. When he hath issued Amr command about anything, he but saith to it, Kun, be, and there it is. This Kun is word from God to set Amr to action. Right? Verse 45 to 47, chapter 3. The pains of childbirth drove her to a date tree. She cried, Ah, would that I had died before this. But a voice cried to her, Grieve not, for thy Lord hath provided a rivulet beneath thee. Shake the stem of the date tree, it will let fall fresh ripe dates upon thee. Right, verses 16 to 26, chapter 19. Importance of Khalq. As pointed out, Khalq is most common in action, and Amr is considered superior to Khalq, but Khalq is also indispensable for spiritual accomplishment. Thus, it is that Mary was favored with Amr about the supply of provisions in girlhood, but when she rose in status so as to be the mother of Christ, she was made subject to Khalq, to use efforts to make dates fall from the tree after childbirth. Similarly, while her conception of Christ was unfelt under the action of Amr, the delivery was very hard indeed. To assert action of Khalq at the climax to set a balance between Khalq and Amr to elevate her position in humanity. Angels are subject to Amr and animals are subject to Khalq, and man holds a combination of both, but the Jani are confused between angels and men. And of Christ in the Bible and the Qur'an. The ministry of Christ lasted only about 3 years, from 30 to 33 years of his age. The action of Amr was most prominent in his life, that he healed the blind and lepers and quickened the dead to life. Why? Verse 49, chapter 2. But according to the Bible and Christian traditions, Christ felt agonies on the cross, which made him cry helpless till he yielded up his ghost in the sphere of Khalq. This submission, Islam, to the action of Khalq in spite of the gift of Amr, is the characteristic of Abd, apostle and saint. Right? Verses 30 to 35, chapter 19. The last moments of the life of Jesus Christ, as if on the cross, are thus portrayed in the Bible. Now, from the 6th hour was darkness over all the land unto the 9th hour, and about the 9th hour Jesus cried with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, that is to say, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Jesus, when he had cried out with a loud voice, yielded up the ghost. Matthew 27, verses 45 to 50. But the Qur'an says Christ was altogether saved from the indignity of the cross, and as if by a miracle of likeness, someone else of the same features was crucified by the Jews under illusion, says the Qur'an. Verse 157, and they, Jews, said in boast, we killed Christ Jesus, the son of Mary, the apostle of God, in the knowledge of God. But they killed him not, nor crucified him, but it was made to appear to them, and those who differ therein are full of doubts with no certain knowledge, but only conjectures to follow, for as surely they killed him not. Verse 158, nay, God raised him up unto himself, and God is mighty wise. Verse 159, and there is none of the people of the book, but must believe in him, Christ, before his death, and on the day of judgment he, Christ, will be a witness. Right? Verses 157 to 159, chapter 4. While the Jews claim to have killed Christ on the cross, it is also cardinal point of faith to the Orthodox Christian churches that A. Jesus Christ gave up his life on the cross, that B. He was buried after crucifixion, that C. On the third day he rose in body with his bones fresh, that D. He met his disciples, and F. was afterwards taken up bodily to heaven. In fact, this is the belief which forms the basis of the theological doctrine of blood sacrifice and vicarious atonement for sins, which is, however, losing its force with the modern age of action and retribution. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الأمي الكريم